Hi, this is Corey at CES. I'm at the Siemens booth after the amazing keynote they delivered and some of the world-changing products. I just had to come interview some of the executives, showcase some of the products, and let you guys know what Siemens is up to. All right, so this is Corey with Interesting Engineering. We have Cedric here who just delivered one of the best keynotes I've heard in my life. I gave one of the worst keynotes anyone's heard in their life a few years ago here in Vegas about the metaverse. And the room laughed. I wasn't joking. I said the metaverse is going to happen. You, sir, just showed the world how it's going to happen. So I just have a few questions. The first is, where do you believe people are going to access the metaverse the most? Is it going to be in the cool new Sony headset? Is it going to be on any screen? Where does the metaverse live from the consumer's eyes?
I think it's going to live from having multiple accesses. The Sony device is really an engineering and design device, right? I mean, it's going to be an expensive device which is optimized with a CAD system to actually develop it. It will then go into more mass production. So I think any device will be accessible to the metaverse. I think the creation part will be probably more with a really immersive elements, but the vision view could be on any device.
Prior to today, I think a lot of people would think metaverse was on a blockchain, maybe even with some tokenomics. Is there any plan for Siemens Metaverse, Industrial Metaverse to go on-chain?
I think it makes a lot of sense to actually have tokens for these digital twins because there's a lot of intellectual property which is aligned with actually what gets created, especially when you can replicate it in the real world. So is it now going to be a blockchain and another element? I don't know yet, but we actually believe that there will be definitely a value to secure that intellectual property. I think we took just the tip of the iceberg in what we presented in our in our CES keynote. I think there's so much more which is going on to actually combine the mechanical, the electrical, the energy consumption aspect of things. So we haven't shared all of the things we've done. So I wouldn't pick a single one which I'm saying, hey, this is something we haven't discussed. So we should follow up, and that's perhaps something for tomorrow in which we go more into.
This booth, this massive booth, is so on fire, and I just want to hear a bit about everything going on down there. I keep having my mind blown, whether it's industrial, metaverse, digital twins, ready to eat food, space travel. I mean, Siemens is changing the world, and we're going to learn all about it from one of their masterminds.
Wow, Corey, what a great introduction. So yeah, it was an exciting keynote. We were delighted that CTA approached us and asked us to do a keynote just a few months ago. What an honor to have that stage. So people have been talking about metaverse for a few years. As you know, you were here a couple years ago, and I don't know that people really understood, again, a lot of the kids, my kids, they go into the metaverse, put the gaming devices on to play the games and feel immersed and, like they're a real football player, real hockey player, real soccer player. But we're trying to do something different with the announcements we're making here. It's really about taking you into the metaverse for making the real world better with real mechanical and physics-based innovations, industrial innovations. And so when we talk about metaverse, we say it's the industrial metaverse. It's where industrial innovations happen on a very large scale. So one of the largest announcements we made is really this partnership between Siemens and Amazon Web Services to use their large language modeling AI engine called Bedrock. And that allows you to actually naturally talk to the software, and it automatically generates code. So think about the challenges of somebody on the factory floor who's actually trying to maybe found a quality problem and wants to actually report a quality issue, which doesn't really get reported because it's really difficult for factory workers to talk technically and actually get it into back to the folks that are doing the product design. With this AWS service, Bedrock, embedded into Mendex, our low-code platform, somebody can generate code or talk to a co-pilot and actually create real innovations that are going to make a difference just in time. The other significant announcement that we made last night is with Sony. So we with Sony it was created with Siemens, by Siemens and for Siemens, a mixed media, multimedia headset. And the headset is for industrial use. So again, think about everybody that's been playing around with headsets for the last couple of years. This is a headset along with a couple of devices. There's actually a ring that you wear, and there's a stylus, a 3D stylus that you put on. You can actually manipulate in a 3D screen an actual model. You can actually pick the edges of a 3D model and actually manipulate the model and collaborate with engineers anywhere else in the world. And so imagine, especially now that we've got dispersed teams all over the world, how quickly innovation is going to happen directly in our NX software, directly with the Sony headset, and this is an innovation we've been working on together for a couple of years.
You guys made this massive announcement about the Industrial Metaverse the other day. Through your lens, what does that mean for humanity?
Well, I think it really makes the Industrial Metaverse real, because we can actually deliver things that we've been doing for a long, long time to customers now to make them much more effective in the way that they already work. So take something like our customer that we're showcasing here with Red Bull. They have race teams that are all over the world traveling every week, and they need to rapidly make design changes every week. One thing we did reveal, which is the immersive engineering partnership with Sony. This is the new mixed reality headset that we've been working on behind the scenes for the last few years. This is the project that I'm leading on. We announced it during the keynote, and we are unbelievably excited to get it into the hands of our customers later in the year.
It looks really cool, and what people seemed to be doing with it in the videos were super cool. What makes it so much different than an Oculus or something like that?
Yeah, sure. So the big brief for this was to focus on immersive engineering. So many of the other devices, they already work with our software for doing design review. But if you really want to get into doing meaningful engineering and get beyond just viewing, you have to have that real tight integration between the hardware and the software. And that's the real differentiator with this headset.